Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Candid Conversations. I am your host, the laid back, down to earth life coach, Aisha Israel, and you have tuned in for some girl talk. So, tonight I have three lovely young ladies with me who are repeat guests. So, we will soon meet them, and you will see that you've seen them before. So, first up is Joy. Let me unmute you. Okay, Joy. So Joy was on my very first episode of Girl Talk back in season 1 in April. So welcome back, Joy.
Thank you.
Yes. And let's see, Dawn is up next. Dawn was on my second episode of Girl Talk. And you were here last month, kinda. Okay, we won't put up. Yes. And Maisha was on my third episode of Girl Talk.
Hello.
That was June. All right, so you guys know the rules, correct?
Yes.
But for the people who are watching and may not know the rules, let me go over them. So every lady gets to choose between a question, a scenario, or a statement / meme. And the person whose turn it is, they get the first opportunity to respond. And then the rest of us will chime in after that person gets a chance to respond. Okay? Are you guys ready? Do you guys remember at all how this goes?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
All right, so it's going to be first up is Joy. You ready?
I am.
Okay, so would you like a scenario, a question, or a meme?
Let me do a scenario.
A scenario. Okay, let me pull up. I got to do the whole wonderful share screen thing. All right, scenario. Okay, let's see what we have. Can you guys see it?
It's very small. Okay, that's better.
Okay, so I'm going to read it, and Joy will get a chance. I know it's a lot of words. So it says, me and my man have been together off and on for 14 years. We have 3 wonderful children together, but we fight when he feels like I'm cheating on him, which I have not been. He goes through my phone and always accuses me of it. He also tells me how he is going to leave me and the kids. I don't know what to do anymore. The last time we had a huge fight where I left was when he caught me hugging a guy. We weren't together. We were just living under the same roof. Our girls were with me, and he tried to say I was making out with the guy. It breaks my heart having to deal with this alone because my grandparents and dad passed away, and no one in my family will help me or is even living close to me. We both don't have anyone but each other and our kids. What should I do?
Well, first, thank you to whoever submitted this. And take everything I say with a grain of salt. But, it really feels like very manipulative behavior on the guy's part. I mean, I feel like there might have been some things left out of this as well. But like threats of leaving and things like that, knowing that you don't have a support system around, to me is a form of like manipulation on his part. And I guess I would have a question too for her. It's like, how did she meet him? Like, were they both single? Was she dating someone else when they met? Not, I'm not victim blaming or anything, but I'm just curious about that. And the last thing I think I'll say is it because you do have 3 girls, and I'm going to just assume this was submitted recently, so the kids are home a lot, depending on where you live, and you could be given a lot of time and attention to your kids and work and other things that everything else that's going on could be festering inside of them. If they were already slightly insecure, it's just been amplified because of the lack of time that you might have because other things are pressing priorities. So that's what I have to say.
Okay. So what should she do? I mean, that's her question. What should I do?
I mean, I think they really do need to go talk to someone about this. They should really go to, not a friend, like an unbiased party. They definitely need to go to like a therapist, talk space, online, depending on what the regulations are in their community.
Okay. Anybody else want to chime in?
I'll say that this is it definitely sounds like a toxic situation. That I agree. Therapy, especially if she actually wants the relationship, they should probably go to therapy together. But what it sounds like to me is that she feels kind of trapped because she doesn't have anyone else. Sounds like it may also be a financial thing. I really feel like that, yes, try to go to therapy, but also if you're with someone that is jealous and kind of toxic, then you have to kind of, I would say you should consider getting out of the relationship and literally breaking the pattern, because it's been going on over a decade, back and forth, and it doesn't sound like it's getting any better. But again, if you want the relationship, I would have to say that you have to force some change. And then even getting individual therapy as well. Because if you feel like that you're alone and you don't have anyone else, maybe she feels like she cannot stand on her own 2 feet with her and her children. And so she needs to kind of build herself up to that. There's plenty of women who have done it, and you can too. So
totally agree. So I know, Dawn, did you want to say anything before I say
Girl, yes. First of all, second of all, and third of all, break it. Don't be in my phone. Are you insane? Stop. And she said, she goes, I have never cheated on him. Caught me hugging a guy. We weren't together. Who wasn't together? The guy she was hugging or her man? We were just living under the same roof.
Her and her man weren't
She's
together.
confused. They were just living under the same roof. So she's doing loopholes. She has cheated on him. He knows it.
Right.
He's calling her out. Get a new passcode on your phone and ask him if you could just simply have an entanglement.
Oh God, really?
Okay. Fight about it. To prevent fighting, I will need a boyfriend. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, so here's the thing. I kind of agree with Dawn in the sense that there's something's not right here. So of course this is just a brief submission. So there's a lot of stuff left out, and the person's not here for me to ask questions. So I understand that they have 3 children together, but whenever I hear about a couple being on and off together for 14 years, to me, that sounds like an unstable, unhealthy relationship. So it needs to just completely be broken. So I think they need to separate as far as the romantic relationship part. They have children that they need to raise together, so they need to work that part out. But as far as them being in a romantic relationship, I believe that needs to end, because it doesn't sound like a healthy one to begin with. In my experience, it's one of 2 things. If he's accusing her of cheating, either she has in the past or he is. So it's not okay there. I just think that she needs to look into resources, because I believe, like Joy said, there's possibly some financial issues that she has, which is why she might be going back and forth, or why they're living under the same roof and not together. So she needs to seek someone who can help her find the resources that she needs to be able to either reconnect with her family or get out on her own. But she needs to get out from under that relationship.
Word.
I agree.
Period.
It's good for the kids at all.
Right. It doesn't seem healthy at all.
Yeah.
Me and my man. Girl, go get a husband, honey. Sorry.
That might be easier said than done these days. All right. So who's up next? Let's see. Dawn, you're up next.
Okay.
You want a question, a scenario, or a meme?
A scenario.
Which one did you say? Scenario? That's your final answer?
I did a compilation. I said it's a meme. I'm gonna do a scenario.
Scenario? Okay. Let's see what we have for you.
So what's the scenario?
I'm so funny. Okay. Let me go to the next. Come on, scenario. Can you see it?
My husband just had a baby. And yes, I can see it.
I guess you can see it. Okay, so it says, my husband just had a baby with his girlfriend. He and I have 3 girls that he barely sees. Any advice?
Any advice?
You gave me a question.
I mean,
that's a question.
Well,
my advice would to tell her to never say that again. You can't figure it out that your husband had a baby with his girlfriend, then you have a baby with your boyfriend. Like, what? This is so remedial. I can't. So I'm going to change my question. I'm going to change it.
You want to turn out? Okay.
He and I have that he barely sees. Any advice? Yeah, barely see him.
Okay, so first of all, okay, I'm sorry. You guys go ahead. Anybody else have something they want to say?
My advice would be to get a divorce. It's over. It's done. What is the? No, he has a girlfriend and they're having a child. Get a divorce.
So, in addition to getting a divorce, get some help with the self-esteem. Because why are you staying? What is there to consider? What is there to think about?
This sounds like a scenario which we have. Let's keep it real. Happens a lot. People get separated. They don't officially get a divorce, and folks start dating other folks, but they're still married. And
that's me right now. That's me right now.
Well, okay, so then the people start like living their lives like as if they're single and you're really still married, but they're in a whole relationship with somebody else. So this what it sounds like. It sounds like perhaps they're separated or something. He got a girlfriend, she knows whatever. In this case, if she was holding on to any dreams that maybe it would come back together, it's over with. Once he impregnates somebody else, that should have been, it's bad enough that you a knowing girlfriend or whatever, maybe she got a man too, who knows, but now you're having a child with somebody else, it's done. Like, I would be completely, there's nothing else to do.
Yeah, and I would just add onto that, definitely leave him officially, sever all the ties, because if he already had a family with you and a life with you, and he barely sees that family, but he's happily going off to make a new one, I honestly, yes, she needs to deal with herself, but also her daughters don't need to be around that and to see that and think that that's okay. And
I have another thing to say.
And it's just also think about how that's going to make them feel if their dad's off happy with someone else and another kid, and they're longing for his attention.
And if it was me, they would not have to long for his attention because they would live with him.
You said they would live with him?
Yeah. Who made the rule that the kids have to stay with the mom? I'm outdone. I'm serious.
But would you send the kids to live with him if he barely he's not showing that he's responsible when they don't live with him?
I don't know. If he was a lousy dude, but I have to now create the rest of the scenario. He just might not see them. That's not to say he's not a responsible dude, but if and he's about to find out though. Here. Okay, so, you go live your best life and get you an extra everything, and I'm here with 3 children that you can just run your life scot-free. No, instead, single and mom don't go together. I might be single, but I'm not the only mother. You help make him too. So, or oops, I sound very personal. Them. You want the other half of his kids too, yo.
But so now tell me, under what circumstances would you consider a father who doesn't see his children not necessarily not responsible? Like,
because what happens sometimes in relationships is he can't stand her ass. And then they take it out on the children. Because he cannot tolerate to speak to her, he just doesn't come around and will sacrifice the children. That happens. It's very real. It's not fair.
That's not irresponsible.
That's immature.
No, that's pretty irresponsible.
It is selfish.
Irresponsible. It's pretty selfish, but irresponsible. I guess it's just semantics or whatever. But he might have a whole life, dope ass life. What I'm saying,
I mean,
selfish. He might not be irresponsible.
I feel like if he wasn't irresponsible, like he would be like, let's meet halfway. I'm gonna pick my kids up and I'll see you when I see you. Like she said, he barely sees them. Like, I mean, yeah, there's a lot. It was like 3 sentences. So it's a lot lot of the story that we're missing. But
it's relative. Barely is relative. Like what's barely to her? 3 times a week? Once a week? Once a month?
That is a relative term. I can see that.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I just I'm kind of with Joy. Like if he's responsible, he would make a way. Like I don't think it's only about financial. I think he would be in the children's lives. But again, okay, so that was really short, and there's a lot of holes, so we don't necessarily know. Wait, let me look at that again. Any advice? Yeah, the advice is to start divorce proceedings. And also, I think that she needs some type of self-esteem booster, where she's confident that that's the right choice to make. I'm not confident that she's confident that leaving her husband is the right thing to do. Just the fact that she said any advice.
Okay, so I'm also looking at the definition of irresponsible, though.
You Googled it? You pulled it up?
I pulled it up. It is of a person, attitude, or action not showing a proper sense. Well, they use responsibility in it. An example of an irresponsible person is one who constantly forgets to do her assignments, not handling or taking responsibility. Why do they keep using responsibility?
Because that's not a good dictionary. What dictionary is that?
Other words for irresponsible is daredevil, like foolhardily. Like it's not saying that the dude is.
So, but you did say forgetting to take care of their responsibility. So forgetting to take care of the things that they're supposed to take care of. So it's possible that he's not forgetting, but he's not doing it. So the bottom line is he's not taking care of his responsibility. If part of that responsibility is seeing his children.
Yeah, he barely does it, which means he does it a little bit.
Yeah, I would not put him in the category of responsible.
No.
He might be responsible normally, but at this point in time, he's not showing himself to be that.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So I'm gonna have to pull that title at least until he gets it together. All right, who's up? Maisha.
Yes. Let's do a question. Even though those questions or were those?
Well, there were scenarios in the sense that it was something going on.
Okay.
At the end, but
okay, let's do a question then.
Okay, let me see how the questions are looking. One of these days, I'm gonna figure out how to make this part go faster. All right, can you see it? It's bigger.
Yeah.
Oh, I did that last week.
When a woman's fed up.
Okay. All right. So, question: could you forgive your significant other if they had intercourse with your mom?
What?
I haven't. I don't want to make a comment about the people who
You know what?
That is a straight and absolute hell no. Like And her too. What is this? Like, where is
I on the 5 times. 5 times?
Right.
Is this a clean show? Is this a clean show?
First of all, there would be no forgiveness because both of them would probably be 6 feet under. Let's keep it real. Like, I can't even imagine a world in which, I mean, I can't even wrap my mind around that happening one time.
Right.
I can't even imagine a flirt.
What if it was to save her life?
Huh?
What if it was to save her life?
Save whose life?
No.
Yo, mama.
You've been watching telenovelas and soap operas. To save her life, her mom had to have sex with her significant other in order to save her life. That's straight out of a movie, Don.
I'm just saying, because this question is ridiculous. I'm trying to make sense.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
It really is.
No.
So no. I would even just, okay, let's forget about the 5 times. Let's just say, could you forgive your significant other if they had sex with your mom?
Hell no.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't know where.
No. There's no coming back from something like that. And that's a double whammy. So both of them are out of, I can't imagine, but although I know that there are some scandalous, parents out there, I cannot imagine that, my mother obviously is not one of them, but I'm saying that I can't even imagine a scenario where that would even take place. But no, there would be no.
I will say this. Okay, so my book that came out last year, I interviewed quite a few people for the book, and there was I don't know if the person ended up in my book, but there was an interview that I did where the girl, her husband, had sex with her mom.
Yeah.
And did she forgive him? Did she stay with him?
They just didn't go to family.
Yeah, we gotta read the book. I do have the book in the other room. What's the name of the book again, Aisha?
It's called End of Silent Suffering.
Okay.
Every spouse of a sex addict, Yeah, so yes, she I'm going to say, because she stayed with her husband, my assumption is that she forgave him.
She stayed with him.
No, well, you know what? Okay, so yes, she did end up in my book. She did end up in my book, and she, right now, I can't think of what her name is in the book, but she was separated from her husband for 3 years. So they separated, I'm guessing, because she had had enough and decided that was not appropriate behavior. And then she did say that he got better, and so they got back together. They worked it out. They went to counseling, and they. They're married, to my knowledge, to this day. I mean, I didn't follow up after the book.
Wow.
Oh, Lord have mercy, child.
I think that her relationship with her mother was more injured.
I would imagine that would be the case. But again, both of them. I mean, but it would. I would say if that was the case, it definitely would be more hurtful with my mother, if that was.
Wait, are you married?
Are you talking me?
Yeah,
no, I'm divorced.
So, I would just be more mad that he had sex with an 80-year-old woman. Like,
it would be the age thing for you. That would be.
I don't know. Like at one point, see, and okay. And it's always, what is that? What does the Bible say? If you Revelation through Leviticus, cling to your wife or whatever. What does that say? The saying? Does anybody?
You mean leave and cleave segment?
How does it go?
Leave your what is it? Leave your father and mother and cleave to your wife.
Yes.
I'm paraphrasing. Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I didn't even know the real book of it.
Genesis to Leviticus.
Genesis. I think it's in Genesis, but go ahead.
So maybe that's what she did. If you honoring marriage. Oh, I'm sorry.
But your spouse has sex with your mom, where is the honor? What do you mean? If you're
sorry,
my mic is loud.
I'm gonna be honest. Like, there's not enough love in the world for me.
Yes.
There's not enough love in the world for me to forgive both my husband and my mother. Like, I just, like, you think about, like, what is, like cheating in general is just terrible. First of all, you shouldn't do that. But then, like, to know that it was two people who should have loved me unconditionally or should have, you know, had my best interest in heart, completely disregarded that and went off for, you know, however long, couple of minutes, whatever, of pleasure, and they ruined the lifetime of everything. Yeah. Like, I'm gonna speak for myself. You could miss me with the 5 times. The one time, even thinking about it, like that, it would have been a whole different situation.
Exactly. For it to even be a thought followed through on is a major issue. But now I will say this: I believe that the hang up, I guess, for me in this question is, could you forgive? So forgive, sure, but let you back in my life, no. Like, I can forgive and move on just to lighten my load so that I can focus on something that's better for me. I'm not going to hang on to trying to repair the relationship, but sure, forgive you. Yes, you're forgiven, but that doesn't mean I want to kick it with you. That doesn't mean I want to let you in my house. That doesn't mean I want to see you at Christmas. But I've got other things to do. I feel like if you don't forgive, holding on to anger,
go to the bathroom right there.
Yes, that won't allow you to move on.
You know what? And I agree with you. My interpretation of the question was, when I saw this in this scenario, was that forgive as in stay with or like continue on in the relationship with the person. I think that, yes, I mean, if you're, you know, a spiritual person, a Christian, and whatever, we are supposed to forgive. But again, how that's demonstrated is, yes, I can forgive you in my heart, but bye forever, like forever, ever, you know, like ever, you know. So that would be a complete wrap. But forgiveness is for the individual. So I completely agree with you on that. Yes, I could forgive on that end, but it would be completely over. And be glad that you not, you know,
right,
catching a beat down.
Or worse.
Hey, and there's no guarantee that won't happen.
Right. I can't imagine. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So it's my turn. Let me see what I can do. I'm going to choose. I'll choose a question since nobody else. No, nobody's chosen a meme. I'm not ready to do that. All right. Share screen. This is the fun part. All right. Question. Okay. So it says, do most men only listen to a woman after she's reacted out of character in some way? Okay, so I can't speak to most because I don't know most, but a lot of men, I would say probably so, especially if you're in a romantic relationship. You've gotten into that relationship because they know and see the sweet part of you, and they, you know, they just expect all of this loveliness. And when you need something to be done, it's like, ah, ha, ha, ha. And I'm not saying every man, every relationship that I had hasn't been like this, but I've seen it. And so it's like something doesn't get done until you snap, right? Or it's like you say, can you do this for me? I need this done, or the yada, yada, yada. And then it's, you know, doesn't get done. And then you're like, why is it? And it's like, what's wrong with you? All of a sudden I'm crazy.
But I've been crazy, yo. You just didn't listen then.
You said I've been crazy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know. Things like when they say most men and 2 women, I think that's very general. And there's so many different scenarios that could be or not, you know, not be. It's hard to say.
How about this?
Go ahead.
Do most men only listen to a woman after she? Most men don't listen. That's an accurate statement. That's all I have to say.
Most people don't listen.
Most
they don't listen good. Does that make sense? They don't. They hear.
I think
the
that's
first part.
Hearing.
Yeah, they select and choose to hear like the first word, and then they'll pop back in and hear the last word. They don't hear the whole sentence. So that's why if they go to the store, you don't get the right thing because they heard I and butter. And the point is, I do not want you to get butter. And all I heard was I and butter, and you came back with butter. I'm like, what the fuck? What?
Oh God. Yeah, I agree with you, Aisha. It's this a kind of a broad statement. I think it depends on the man. I won't say most men are like that. I will say that from my experience that if a man feels like you talk too much.
Oh God, that's all of us.
I'm just saying, if he feels like you talk too much and that I think that some of them will begin to kind of fade away. But there's also men that won't let you know that they're doing that, which I think is wise. Like, don't just completely sit there. You can definitely tell you're not listening, but I won't say that most men. I think that maturity, if a man is mature, then he can kind of
navigate,
kind of communicate that, hey, babe, right now I don't have the capacity to have this conversation, so can we table it until later, something like that, But I won't say that in general. I won't do the brothers like that, but
I'm going to simply because I sit with men like my friend, like my mans, and I have legit male friends, and I hear them not listening. Like, the most mature, the dopest man ever. It's not that they aren't listening; they don't have the capacity. And I love men, especially black men. Oh my God! The truth of the matter is, if you need to say something, you use the least amount of words possible. That's all.
That's true. That's true.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think a lot of times I think it's the way we communicate as women. Sometimes we talk to men like they're women. Women, they don't need all the details. Broad statement. In general, women, we like the details. Girl, then what did he say? Then what? Wait a minute. What did you have on before? Tell me what you looking like. The man don't want to hear all that. He don't want to hear all that. He wants get to the point. Get to the point of what happened. Okay, but we like details, and sometimes we forget. Your man or your brother, or your father, typically they don't want to hear all them extra details. Just give them the meat, the nuts and bolts, So,
but it can be reversed because my husband likes to talk, and so and he used to be a politician. So my thing is, if I ask a question that's a yes or a no, I'm thinking the answer is either yes or no. That's really all I'm looking for. So all this extra before the yes or the no, I'm like, wait. Did you say yes or no?
Like,
that's because you're a Libra. That's Libra. That's a Libra trait.
Right, because he's like, well, so and so. I'm like, no. Just is it yes or no?
Yes or no.
I mean, I would say that men, I don't know. I guess I never had that experience where like someone wasn't listening because I wasn't freaking out or whatever. I will say that I've gotten mad because I've made myself mad before because I didn't realize he was busy or doing something. And I'm like asking, and I'm just like, what the heck? Why did you? He's like, oh, I have my headphones in, or oh, I was busy. I was like, oh, well, can you do it now? Like, can you stop what you're doing and still do it? Like, I've made myself upset because I didn't realize certain things. But I think, I don't know. I think it just like depends too, like if you're not asking them to do something, like in your regular conversations, like how do y'all communicate on a regular basis? How often do y'all communicate? What do y'all talk about when y'all do communicate? Is it just you always asking? Is it him always not listening? Like, what is that? But
they don't listen all the way. That's it. Period.
You said they don't listen. Period.
Not all the way. They don't listen. They do shit. I'm sorry. They say, "Hey, A, I'm not gonna be it," and 3, I'm like, "Okay, no B or C or 1 or 2." Like they go from A to 3.
That's funny.
It is. And it's, I mean, I work around and see and sit with so many men. I'm like, we would have a whole plan for the whole week, right? Like, I'm gonna do this, and then Tuesday, and then, oh my God, Friday. They say, well, what are we doing right now? That's all they get.
Right now, that's all that matters.
One step at a time. Not that they're slow or dumb or remedial. This is just not how men are wired, in my opinion.
I think it depends. I don't know, because they can sit in a business meeting and hear everything. And then when it's like,
yeah, but check the notebook.
What'd you say?
Yeah, but then check the notes. See what was due. Because in the executive board meeting, it's mostly men talking. So it's like, yes, we must get this money and blah, 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 blah. And on Tuesday, we're going to blah, blah, blah. They hear key words.
Okay.
I'm sorry. And I'm not coming down on men.
But it's not all men. So we agree that it's not all men and it's not all situations. Dawn says most. All right. Okay, so now it's Joy, it's back to you.
Okay, I think I want to do a meme.
All right, let's see what we have in the realm of memes. Meme. Okay, here we go. All right. Can you see it?
Yes.
All right. Kids should not be sitting in grown folks' faces intaking adult information, period. Your response.
Oh, it's just my reaction to it?
Yeah.
Well, one, like, what is this adult information? Like, is it somebody like relationship problems? Like, is it like, I've always had this thing about like, how are you defining adult information for kids? Because, you know, there might be some things that you guys are talking about that like might be insightful for a kid. Also, I've seen people call 18-year-olds kids and 19-year-olds kids. So like they're technically young adults. So it's just like where are they cutting off the kids at? You know, what are they talking about? That's my opinion. I feel like communicating and sharing certain things with them, like, it's fine.
Okay. So it's conditional. So you want to clarify what age range is considered kids, and then what is the information that's considered adults.
Kids are under 18 years old. They're children.
I mean, I agree, but
you're in my face and try to listen to what we're talking about. Beat it.
I mean, I just feel like, what are you talking about? Like I said, if it's like real adult, like, or like raunchy or whatever, like, yeah, like kids shouldn't be in there. But like, I've seen people talk about nothing and be like, get out my face, go get in like little kids' business. Like, you're not even talking about nothing. Like, what are you doing?
Okay, so I mean, times have changed, but I know when I was growing up, that is the way that it was. So if you were not an adult, then you weren't in the room when adults were having just adult conversation. So it wasn't X-rated conversation. It was just adult conversation. So they might have been talking about something that happened at work or you know what I mean? But it's like, you're a child. It's not even the type of conversation that you should be involved in. But me as a child, I didn't want to be there. I don't want to hear what grown-ups are talking about. It's boring from my perspective. You know what I mean? I don't really care about any of that. I don't care what the mailman did. I don't care what your boss said at work. But now,
I don't care where you got those jeans.
I mean, so it's like, why are children sitting in adult conversations? It doesn't, and again, it doesn't have to be X-rated, R-rated, or anything like that. But now I do have a little girl in the classroom that I'm working in right now. She knows a lot and she's 3. So
holy smoke.
The things that, and I tell parents all the time, be careful what you because they come to school and tell it all. I mean, tell it all. So
That's
that, the mama's boyfriend tried to kiss her in the bedroom and did it, and
yeah.
I don't think a 3-year-old come to school knowing any of that.
Yeah,
that seems so inappropriate.
And in my opinion, too, like if young people are sitting there listening to how I'm speaking to my girlfriends, now they're going to take their young selves and start speaking like that too. One of my pet peeves is a child sounding like an adult. Because if you're sitting there listening, that's how now you start to speak. It's just that I let you sit here and now you're taking on my characteristics. Like,
right.
That's it for me.
Yeah. I think that by default kids they're sponges anyway. Especially when they're younger, they are watching everything anyway. So but I think that it's kind of like the things that you want to purposely instill in them, you have to allow them to be in the room. For instance, I think that it's super important. Say, for instance, if you're a business person or entrepreneur or whatever, I think it's good and healthy to have your kids around you and in that environment so that they can glean and pick up those things by default. I know my mother, she would take us with her to, rehearsals, to theater and all that kind of stuff. And so we grew up in that environment, but there was a distinct line. That whole stay out of grown folks' business, like you would get shut down real quick if you had to be in the room. And if you incognito in the corner and they don't really know you there, that's something else.
But when you say
to interject, you get shut down.
What did you mean when you said?
All right.
Exactly. Yeah.
So you definitely, adults have to, I think, really have to watch when kids are around. And sometimes you forget that they are sponges, especially the little ones. And you see these kids, like even like one of my pet peeves, like you said, Dawn, is like seeing a child, like, or especially a little girl dancing like an adult woman provocatively and all of that stuff, and the adults are like cheering it on or whatever. I realize this girl she's doing sexual movements, and because she saw y'all doing it, and now you think it's cute. It's not cute because you got some sick people out here and you posting this girl video on the internet. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's a line, I think, So I think I took it a little bit further, but I'm just saying,
that happens.
No, I agree
with that. Yes, I've seen that. Yeah. It's like, that's not cute. Innocence is so precious, and the thing is, once it's gone, you can't get it back. So I think it's to be cherished and admired. You know what I mean? Not to be in a rush to get rid of it. Why?
Yeah. It's so true. Yeah.
There's that. All right, whose turn was that?
So PG, and thank you, because I am out of control. I'm a potty mouth, and I am really containing myself.
All right,
that was me.
Okay, so now it's Dawn.
Oh snap! And then I got this. Does everyone else have wine, or is it just my?
I have wine.
I don't have wine.
I have water.
Does this look like
Jesus? I'm like the drunkest one. You guys
we have our candid conversations.
Yes. So here's the thing. Joy is in Los Angeles, and
you got to get your glass.
I did send it.
It's coming. It's coming.
Part of it
is beautiful.
You said what?
I just said thank you. These are beautiful. I love it. It's so cute.
Thank you.
Now I'm super excited. I didn't know what it was.
Yeah. This is what it is. And I think they're all different. They're custom. They're all different. Right?
I had pictures of you guys, and so she made made the glass based on your picture.
No,
oh, that's super exciting. That's super.
Yours would have looked just like you.
This is gonna be my hair again next week.
Sounds good. All right.
Okay, so you roll it and then you pick one.
Roll it.
Roll it. Spin the wheel. Scenario, question, meme. Okay. Let's go for meme. Memes are hilarious. Let's see what this next meme is.
Okay. All right, let's see. I hate that you can hear me clicking. That's the only thing.
It's Candid. Hey.
Can you see it?
Any girl can, yes.
All right. Any girl can show breast and butt, but it takes a lady to show class. Can I get an amen?
Amen, Sister Slam. Amen.
Yeah.
So, prime example, maybe not prime, but an example is savage, ratchet, bougie, classy, right? Did you see
Megan Thee Stallion?
Megan. Damn, I'm drunk. Megan Thee Stallion on Saturday Night Live. Saturday Night Live, Megan Thee Stallion did the classy version of Savage, sis.
That was a classy version? What did the original version look like? I haven't seen it.
Have you seen, did you see Megan Thee Stallion on Saturday Night Live?
I did.
I did not.
I just saw a picture.
When she used her platform to do Breonna Taylor, respect Black women.
I heard about it. Okay, I heard about it.
Okay, so let's talk about that because I thought that was odd. I thought it was odd because she's shaking her behind all up in the camera, doing all the provocative and sexual things, and then she says, "Power to the women" or whatever. It's like, what? You stopped in the middle, so that didn't make any sense to me. It's like, okay, are you going? That wasn't classy. Her whole thing is not classy.
First of all, Aisha, I respect you so much. She had on a leotard. Okay.
Well, like I'm saying, I haven't seen.
We all know that Megan Thee Stallion can go crazy on the twerk side. She was on Channel 5.
I don't know this. I don't watch videos, number one. And that type of music is not my style of music. So
Judge E, not Judge E.
Not. So if I don't like it, then I don't like it. I'm not judging.
Oh, wait a minute. It's okay. Hey. I'm just using the example of that's how her name is Megan Thee Stallion for a reason. She rocks out. And if you listen, see, I do the whole WAP, all of it. Okay. I'm not the most hip person ever. However, if it didn't work, we wouldn't be talking about it. She respectfully did a nice twerk. You can't tell me, Aisha, if you out and you feeling it, you don't hit a baby twerk. She was baby doll smooth. Her face was beat. She made some money. She's getting that bag.
Pretty. She's definitely pretty.
Why can't though? If I'm a twerker, why can't I be conscious too? That doesn't make me less than a woman. So
I think that is contradictory.
I can be classy and I can show my ass and I can show my butt.
I think that's contradictory. I think it's I think it's contradictory. I think if you're going to be about being a queen, then you should be representing queendom, not twerking.
Queens are like a woman who is embracing who she is and not like what other people are assuming she is. And so if that is like twerking or I think about undergrad, right? Like we were in there with valedictorians and just like in house parties, just like having a grand old time and then showing up at 8 a.m. and getting straight A's. So like, I just feel like, people,
I don't
like this meme is just, it's weird to me. I don't like when people are like wanting to police people or like assuming that they're a certain way or can't do certain things because they have like, assets that they like to show off and they are proud of that and they embrace that part of themselves. Like, I don't know. I'm on the other side, I guess.
Right. And I think part of it has to do with generation, because I think it's very common now that I think, so there's a whole thing about not slut shaming. I think there's a whole thing about, embracing who you are and doing what you want. But at the same time, so we just got through talking about children not being in the room with adult conversation. Twerking is sexual. And so children are seeing that. So as a parent, as a, I would say a conservative woman, that's not, I don't equate that with queendom.
It's Saturday Night Live.
I'm not saying that a queen can't twerk. I'm not telling you what I do in the bedroom with my husband. But
that's not a bedroom thing. Twerking is a dance. It's a performing art.
It's sexual. You cannot say
sexual. Every time I twerk, I don't feel sexy. I just like that dance.
Not you, but the men who are looking at your butt up and down. Absolutely.
Come on, y'all.
Absolutely, because my ass doesn't fit the profile for some men. Like, oh, she has 0 ass, and I still
I'm not saying every single man. Everybody likes something different. Everybody likes something different. So that doesn't mean that you are going to attract every single man. But I'm saying what you're doing attracts a man.
Let me say something. Excuse me, Aisha. I see that you are very passionate about this, and I respect that again. I am, in my profession, I talk a lot of shit. You understand? I do a lot of, I do sex jokes. I do principal jokes. I do presidential jokes. All right? Huh? I'm sorry?
I said, what's your profession?
Oh, I am a stand-up comedian.
Okay.
That's it.
So everybody knows what your, what your profession is.
So I will go on stage and I will do a dick joke right after I do a joke about my kids being in school and Zooming and being quiet. And I'm a potty mouth, but I'm a queen. However, I am a queen. But man, and right after I twerked, right when you call me to the stage, I twerk the best I can, and I'm respected in the community.
But you're doing that with adults. You're not going to your kids' school and doing that stand up, right? So there's an audience for everything, right?
What I'm saying is this: Megan Thee Stallion did that shit on late night television. My child is not up watching that.
Yours isn't.
She did it tastefully, in my opinion. She could have hit the floor, rolled up. She could have pulled a man out of that wop. She didn't. She did a little.
Okay, can I add? Let me add something. Okay, I did not see the Saturday Night Live performance, and I'm not that familiar. I know who Megan is, but I'm not, a fan like that, so I don't really know that, whatever. But I have heard. I've heard Savage and all that kind of stuff. But I think the issue is it is how we define things, how we define being a queen. I do agree with you, Aisha. It is not only a generational thing, but it's also because even in our generation or whatever, like there's just different mindsets, and so there are some women that feel like being a queen and being, all of that is having a sort of sexual liberation. Okay, so they feel like this is part of me being a queen. I can show TNA.
I'm a woman of a certain age. I'm 40, I'm 30, whatever. What I'm saying is, when I was coming up in high school, I had listening to music like "Hoes in His House" was from my era, the original.
Right. No, we in the same. All three of us. I don't know about the young one, but all three of us are in the same era. So no,
that's the way I like.
There's certain there are certain. There's certain things that's a mindset within every, like even people that are Joy. I don't know how old you are, but I can tell you're a little bit younger. There's people even that's Joy's age that may think the way that Aisha thinks, and then there's people our age that thinks the way that Joy expressed. You know what I mean? Like, so it really is about definition. I think that there's a balance in between both. The reality is sex sells, and there's a reason why WAP and all of that. There's a reason why that's so popular, because
it would have been popular when we was born too, though.
That's why they're doing it, because it works. It sells. It's as old as time. It sells.
If I twerk, am I not a queen? If I twerk, am I not a queen?
I'm not saying that.
If I talk about this, am I not a queen?
I didn't say
I didn't say that you weren't a queen if you twerked. I did not say that at all. I didn't say that you weren't a queen if you twerked. However, listen. However, you do have to. We have to be honest about it, okay? Just like when people say that, why can't I can wear my titties and my ass out, and a man should still come up to me and not try to look at me a certain way or whatever. And in one world, they're right, but in the way that the brain works, that if it's out, it's going to draw the attention. So the question is, what type of attention do you want to get,
or can you handle? Now, this meme right here said, this meme says any girl can show breast and butt, but it takes a lady to show class.
Okay,
this didn't even diss or play anybody. It was giving a girl and a lady, a woman reference. Gossip, but I sure danced my ass to Luke down. I'm face down, but up.
Yeah, so I wasn't. I never liked Luke. Okay, for me, I never liked Luke. I was never. I am very familiar with what you're talking about.
What about Willie D?
Huh?
Ghetto Boys? What about Ghetto Boys?
Yeah, Ghetto Boys. I was in Texas at that time, so trust me, I get it, and I liked it. But I can't say that I was face down, and
not at 15, but at 36 you were.
There were girls that were, but I wasn't. You know what I mean? Even if I liked the song, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just just depends. For me, like, for instance, any girl can show breast and butt. If I'm showing breast, I'm not showing butt. I don't have to, but I got a little butt now. I'm just saying that if I'm gonna show, I may be showing either or, and I feel like it's okay. I feel like that in your skin. But again, as women, sometimes we can kind of be hypocritical in terms of it's kind of like we want to put certain things out there, but then when we get certain type of attention, we like, well, hold on. This is my body. Blah, blah, blah.
Well, I mean, I would say like a couple of years
out there, you gonna get certain type of attention. That's just all expected.
I mean, I would say a couple of years ago, I was because I used to commute to work, and I mean, I kid you not, I made a post about this and everything. I had on a long sleeve shirt, might have had on the jacket too, and like a long skirt that definitely came to my knee. And this guy comes up to me and he's like, trying to hit me. I'm like, dude, like, chill. Like, I'm married. He's like, oh, well, you don't look married. I'm like, I don't know how much more married I could have looked. Like, what do you mean? Like, but it wouldn't have mattered if I had on booty shorts and a tank top. Like, I just feel like people are always trying to like
have said that, like, okay, so you don't need to have all of your skin showing to get the attention of a man.
No, not at all.
You don't.
If you put in extra effort to show all of that, I think it's hypocritical to say you're not expecting attention.
Well, no one said I get attention. I could put a fucking paper bag over my head. Dawn B will get attention. I've done experiments. Like, I literally get attention because my energy just radiates.
Okay.
All right.
Right.
It really doesn't even matter what I have on. I was a boy for a long time, not like legit boy, but I was a tomboy and I was hip hop. So I rocked baggy jabots in the mid.
Mm-hmm.
Probably
like regardless of what I have on, because of how I carry myself, fool won't say nothing to me. A fool might try it like a lousy N-word. Might try, maybe, possibly. But the way that my energy goes and the way I'm set up, a ridiculous man does not have the courage to address me. And that's period. Mm-hmm. And I can be the queen of twerk, but I won't be disrespected. And that's it. I don't know. The moral of the story is I'm about to learn how to twerk and get on Saturday Night Live.
Well, you go, girl. Now, look, I've been practicing trying to do that for a very long time.
It's good exercise, that's for sure. It's definitely good exercise.
At the same time, I'm not doing it to try and do it in the club. And that's me. I don't necessarily want anybody looking at me that's going to approach me. I don't want that type of attention. Now, will I go out and have fun? Absolutely. I used to be a dancer, so I would go out just to dance. So what was playing on the radio, the speaker, whatever, wasn't necessarily of any consequence to me. I like to dance. I like the beat, and I'm going to do probably what's popular at the time. But I think that we have gone way far in the late generations with just showing way too much. I just don't think it's necessary. Not saying that it's not fun. I'm not saying that anybody's not a queen. I just don't think that that is queen behavior, and I stand by that. But not saying that a queen can't be raunchy.
Mm-hmm. Well, they call a queen B. Some people think Beyonce goes too far with what she shows, or some of her, you know what I mean? Like, so it really is relative how you define it, and so there's people that aspire to, live the stripper life, whatever. I'm talking about the end result of like, there's a lot of the moves that we're talking about come from the pole. Let's keep it real, and much respect, because that junk is hard. Now, I'm just saying that junk is hard. So respect, but we have to be honest about where these things are coming from in society, and then hey, do with it what you will.
What is going on?
I'm a huge fan of I think there was like a walk that started a couple of years ago by Amber. Well, it's not by Amber Rose, but it was kind of like popularized by her. I don't know if I can say the word, but it's like S-Walk. And it was...
What word is it?
S-Walk. Spell it out.
Yeah. I was like, I don't know. Can I say it on here?
What?
Yeah.
Girl, yeah.
I was like, I don't know if I can say it. I don't know. But it's like a slut walk, and it was like women embracing, like women embracing being a woman, right? No matter what, however they wanted to categorize that, however they, wanted to dress or act, that like everyone that went to the walk was a woman. And I remember we were coming back from a work event, and it was downtown, and we were downtown, and this guy was standing out there like with this sign that was like, again, all type of women out there, mind you, like all ages, all races, things like that. Mm-hmm. And this guy was like holding a sign that was like, if you all get raped, you're asking for it. And again, it's like, this is the reason why women are like embracing who they are. Because it's just like, again, like men and these, well, I'm not going to say all men, but like people in general are like, always want to put however someone else reacts to the woman onto the woman. Like it's the woman's fault. Yeah, however, like she's dancing or what she has on, or however she's doing this, like it's always her fault how other people react. And I've just like never been a fan of that. And like, I'm not going to say that I was insecure when I was younger, but I definitely didn't have as much confidence as I have now as a 30-year-old. And I just like look back and I'm just like, oh, I wish that like I just had more people who were just like, it's okay to be who you are, or the type of woman you are. You don't have to try and be, the woman who's out like in mid-dress, but you also don't have to be the one who wants to walk around in robes all day, And so like I have a sister who always wears, she likes to cover up. And then I have a sister who, if she could wear a bikini outside, she would. And she looks fabulous doing it. And so, but as a young adult, I didn't have that. And so I'm like, I'm really excited about that culture shift. That it's just like, be you, be who you are, regardless of what anyone else thinks. Like, if you think you're a queen, you're a queen.
What? No, wait, no, wait.
I don't know about that.
I do. I feel like that. I was like, I'm not nobody to like judge somebody else and how they feel about themselves.
Okay. So I guess I have an issue with the whole new thing, like everything's okay. I just don't think that everything's okay. Now, I'm not saying wearing what you want to wear is not okay. But I don't subscribe to the everything's okay. Like, we have to have a standard. We have to have boundaries. We have to have something. I'm not saying they need to be tight. I'm not saying they need to be super conservative or ridiculous, but
what makes you think that Megan Thee Stallion doesn't have standards and values?
I didn't say she didn't. What I said was
it wasn't right. How could she now use her platform to say peace, respect Black women, and look like that?
I definitely said it was contradictory, because I don't think that shaking your behind is admirable. I don't think that so here we go. If that's something that Kamala Harris did during the debate, I just think there's a time and a place for everything. That's my point. So she's twerking.
What's a time and a place? She's performing. Listen, Kamala would have coming down the plane stairs of the airplane, I'd have been like, "Word, sis," and then she'd have sat her ass down there and debated the fly. Who was his name?
Listen to what I'm saying, though, Don. What I'm saying is there's a time and a place for everything. There's something called
trainer, though.
There's a time and a place for everything. Listen to what I'm saying. So yeah, she's an entertainer, and I don't have a problem with her entertainment. That was her style, that's her song, that's her routine, that's fine. But I felt like stopping in the middle of it to say what she said. I was like, what? Like that it didn't go together. There was another time during No, I'm not talking. Hello?
What?
Savage? I'm talking about the Savage song.
Okay, so Savage is in her song, right? What does that mean to you?
It means ratchet, bougie, classy. It means that I can handle everything this world is rocking out, period.
Okay.
And guess what? I'm a Black woman, and this is my platform. You watch me. I'm on the cover of Time magazine. Therefore, when you watch me over here, I'm using my platform because you are already watching.
So why at that time, though? This is what I'm saying. Why in the middle of that performance? Why
at the end of the performance?
So because would it have been better if, like, I didn't see the performance, but are you saying that would it have been better if she had made the statement at the very end? I mean, what are you?
She's saying no. She's saying this. Perform the song Ratchet, Savage, Bougie, whatever.
Do what you do.
When you come and put your clothes on and sit on the couch and be interviewed, then you say, "Hey, I like the twerk." Also,
I'm not saying that.
Breonna Taylor.
What are you saying, Aisha? What are you saying?
I'm saying that I agreed with what she said when she paused in the middle of her song to say what she said. But I do not think that it went with twerking. It's like a whole different.
She didn't twerk. She literally stood there with her fist up and did a segment.
I'm saying her routine, the song was twerking. All her dancers, they were twerking. All you saw was butt. I'm saying,
okay, I need to go and look at the performance myself. But what I will say is that, again, what I expect from somebody, what I expect from one person, I don't expect from another person. If this woman, based on her music and what her reputation is or image is, then that sounds like it's in line for it. And she used her platform to bring more awareness to Breonna Taylor. Okay, fine. I can accept that for what it is. Now,
Breonna Taylor, it was Black women. It was Black women. It was Black men. She did. It was a segment. It just wasn't one. So as those young Black women that were watching in the middle, because it was a pausation and it was a production. And at that moment, those women saw, oh, damn, she conscious. Right.
Okay. Right. So, but I get what you're saying, Aisha, as well. I see what you in your mind, the image doesn't go with her. It doesn't go together, the image. But, again, it's one of those things that, so for instance, but this is the other thing when we're talking about this type of stuff, would we be okay if, you know how even politicians or whatever at the end of they have some type of part. We've seen the Obamas do it. They break out a little step or something like that. If Kamala bust out twerking, would we say that go sister. She, you know, when we say that that's what some people may say that, and other people would probably be embarrassed and say,
let me say this. Kamala, let me tell you this. Kamala is not a twerker. She's conscious. But when she says
we don't know. Wait a minute. We don't know.
Hold on. Let me land. Because and when she was sitting there speaking, Miss Harris, and she was like, if you got a pre-existing condition, they're coming for you. She went, no, they're coming for you. That was her twerk. That was her twerk, and it was that disrespectful. That's her culture. That's how she speaks. Some Black women were embarrassed. Like, she talking like a Black woman. They coming for you.
Somebody was embarrassed by her speaking that way. Okay.
Yeah, like, oh my God.
You're not gonna be able to.
So what I'm saying is this. She used her platform to rock how she rocks. If that's how you, whatever Kamala Harris has to say, her platform, she will say it. She'll put on a sneaker with a suit. That's offensive to some business women.
So basically, as long as it's not out of character, it's not out of character for Megan to do what she did. It's not. I agree with you.
I didn't
like. I feel like.
Have you ever listened to Megan Thee Stallion speak?
I've
only heard her twerk.
No. I've seen her on I think The Real. I've seen her do interviews. I don't have a problem with her. I don't have like I said, I think she's beautiful. I think she's talented. And
she's smart and she's conscious. But she likes to damn twerk.
So wait a minute.
I just really believe there's a time and a place for everything. Like it just certain things should be done at certain times.
Do you think that twerking should not be done in public?
Okay, so
I'm saying
I'm not saying that it should. In a club, then yeah, but what do you mean by in public? Like that was her show, so that was what she does. So that I wasn't.
So you didn't have a problem. You didn't have a problem with her twerking during her performance.
No, that's
her saying that her marrying the twerking with the political statement or the
I didn't think
that's what you have a problem with.
Exactly. I didn't think that they went together. I thought it was in bad taste. I didn't think it was appropriate. I thought it was bad timing. Yeah, because if I'm looking at you, like you said, it comes from the poll. So I'm looking at that's a show. You're entertaining. So how do you just switch it from?
She didn't switch it.
Behind it. It was in the middle of the show.
Let's do this. I'm gonna be quiet because I'm very passionate about this simply because if I choose to talk about dick my whole set and then all of a sudden I say respect women, that's what you're gonna do. Period. And you can't say, how you gonna sit up there and talk about cock your whole time and then ask me to go vote? Because I'm about to go vote. That's it. So you
would have the right. You would have the right to do that. But also you have to also understand that there are some people that would feel like Aisha feels that like she lost me. She just lost me. You know what I mean? Like that's just the reality of it. There's that you will lose them. And so that's something that you have the right to do that. You have to talk about whatever you want to talk about. Twerk, shake, whatever it is, but understand that there's gonna be some people that the message will be lost in that because of the way that they're branded. Like,
now let me ask you this: was the message really lost? Did you hear what she said, Aisha?
Yeah, I heard what she said.
When she dimmed the lights and she put up the recordings and said "Savage," did you not hear what she was saying?
I heard what she's saying, but I was sitting there like, okay,
why?
Yeah, right now, like I just was like, okay, that was odd. It just seemed
it was so dope to me.
The momentum, I didn't feel like it went there.
And then she went right back into ratchet.
Exactly, my whole point. Like, do your show and then do that. In the middle, it just didn't.
That was a show. Okay. A show can consist of magic.
And I think that I have a right to not like it. I'm saying I don't have a problem with her. I didn't have a problem with her song. I just thought that was odd right there. I didn't think that was. I didn't like it.
Y'all, man, as soon as I get off of here, I'm going to Google, YouTube, and look at this doggone performance, because I'm like, okay, let me go look at it.
Do it right now, right here.
Okay, so here, wait, let me do this.
She did it.
Well, look, we have been talking for an hour and 14 minutes. Let me close the show, but don't go anywhere, okay? Hold on.
Oh, y'all keep arguing?
Is not over.
I'm going to twerk. Good night.
All right. Shh. Okay. I want to thank you for tuning in to Candid Conversations. You have been joining us for over an hour, and I apologize for that with Girl Talk. I want to thank my guests, Joy from Los Angeles, Aisha from a suburb of Chicago, and Don B from Chicago. Thank you so much, and tune in next time and for more fun, more questions, scenarios, and memes. Have a good night.